And welcome back to the Unboxed Podcast. I'm your host, Rice D, and I appreciate all y'all rocking with me. I hope everybody is having a good day today so far. We have almost made it to Friday. Football season starts tonight. Man, I gotta tell you that I'm feeling the vibe today. Got a great show for y'all today as usual. Drop your city in the comments, and when you come in, make sure you tap that like button at least one time. It's like wiping your shoes off when you walk in the front door. Tap that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the page yet, make sure you do so. And we gonna get on with the show. So come on in, grab a seat. I'm gonna get everything set up for us. What's up to Half Moon, Sonia, Preston, JT, Donna? Appreciate y'all popping in and locking in tonight. if you haven't been here before, we usually kick things off with the Rice's Rules tip of the day. Now, generally, that's to make sure that you stay safe when you're out and about. And today's tip comes from Chicago, and it's about something that we all do. If you drive, you have to stop to get gas, unless you got an electric car. And a lot of us still got gasoline-powered cars. So this video is a perfect example of what you shouldn't do when you go to the gas station. Let's go. It happens kind of quickly, so you got to watch. And while she's pumping, he jumped right in and left. Gonna watch that again for the folks who just now coming in. And this isn't something that has happened one or two times. This happens all of the time because people don't turn off their engine and they don't lock their doors. That's easy access right there. And people may say, well, they shouldn't do that. You're right, they shouldn't do that. But if you know that they do that, you need to make sure you do what's needed to be done to prevent that. It's really simple. Anytime you stop to get gas, make sure you lock your doors, cut your engine off. I understand sometimes it might be cold outside and you want to try to keep the car warm. You might be in a hurry, but it don't take but a second to hit that button and lock that door. And I promise you, hitting that button and locking that door is going to take a whole lot less effort than you trying to figure out where your car just went. Because if you watch that video, she had no clue. She had no clue. Now already how they stopped and parked right there should have tipped off, but she wasn't paying attention. She was busy looking at the car. You got to try to make sure you keep a clean line of sight through those windows, because not locking your doors, leaving your car running, that's a recipe for disaster, no matter how you look at it. And what is the tip of the day from that? Always, always lock your doors when you exit your vehicle. Now, we got that out the way. And I know a lot of y'all come for the relationship conversations. And the first video that I have for you brings up a question that I've spoke about many times before. I don't believe that many men and women can be friends. Now, don't take my word for it. Listen to what this young lady says, and then we'll unbox it.
Here's why you should never tolerate a woman having a male best friend. That is a red flag. I grew up a tomboy. I had tons of male friends, but guess what? Every single one of them either caught feelings, wanted to date me, had a crush at some point, and from my end, nothing ever happened. But psychology proves this. In opposite sex friendships, men are way more likely to feel attraction than women. And here's the problem with that. When you're in a committed relationship, that innocent male best friend isn't so innocent anymore. Think about it. She's texting him, sharing personal stuff, venting to him about life. But shouldn't those conversations be held with your partner, your man? Because over time, bonds form, emotional closeness, inside jokes, constant support. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a friendship and a romantic attachment. That's chemistry. That's just human nature. So when your girl has a male best friend, what she's doing is keeping one foot in another world. She wants the validation, the comfort, and the attention from another man while still calling you her partner.
Now, do you agree with her? Do you believe that most times when men and women are friends, it may be harmless on the woman's end, but many times the guy catches feelings? Now, me personally speaking, I think it goes both ways. I think when men and women try to be friends, if she don't have a man, or if the guy she's with isn't quite up to par, she is going to lean toward dealing with that best friend. She's going to have a little crush on him. She may not tell him, And just like with guys, a man will pretend to be your friend, ladies. I know some of y'all say, I have a male friend. We've been friends for 20 years. But I believe genuinely, if you were to tell that male friend, let's, he's going to say, do it. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Drop a 2 in the chat if you disagree. I genuinely think if a man and a woman is friends, most times one of them is going to dig the other. I put up a post a couple days ago that simply said that I think that it makes no sense for a guy who was attracted to a woman, tried to ask her out on a date, and she told him no. I don't think it makes any sense for him to be friends with her. Because if it started off with attraction, that attraction didn't just leave when the lady says she's not interested. That attraction doesn't just leave when the lady says she's not interested. That man is going to continue to be interested. And let me shout my folks out real quick. We got Cleveland in the house. What's up, JT? LaCourtney says, hey, we appreciate you too. My man Ernest said, always need to be aware of your surroundings. And Jerome said, that goes both ways. And I agree. It does go both ways, brother, because it's not always just the man. It's not always just the guy. Because a lot of times the lady may have a crush on him. But I will say that many times guys do play that friend role because he's sitting on the end of the couch waiting on his turn. Nora said, expecting this happens to everyone but her. It's not impossible, but not on the regular. And you know what? You're right, Norris. Nothing's impossible. But I'll tell you this. They better not have no attraction toward each other. I don't think it's possible if they ever wanted each other in that way. I ain't trusting that. So you tell me, Norris, and the rest of the folks in here, would you trust your significant other having a best friend of the opposite gender? Donald said, well, I have some female friends that I wouldn't touch with a badge pole, but yes, women do keep men hanging around as a backup plan. And Donald, that's the key. Like I said, you're not attracted to them. So since you're not attracted to them, then it ain't no big deal. Of course you're not. Hey, look, we can be friends as long as you want to. I don't find you attractive. If a man finds a woman attractive, I don't believe that that friendship is genuine. I think if she said let's, he'd say do it. If she said let's, he'd say get it on. Just like I believe if a woman is attracted to her male friend, it's what my man said. Hey, she gonna keep him on the back burner in case her guy on the front burner mess up. And if he messes up, then she already got she got a ready-made bed. She got a parachute. She has an escape route. She has a place where she can go. She has a place where if she gets in an argument with her man, she can go, quote unquote, sleep on his couch. She has the best of both worlds. She has the best of both worlds. So me personally speaking, I don't think it's possible. Some people might. I ain't falling for it. I ain't going for it. Myself personally, I wouldn't be cool nor comfortable if I'm knowing that some guy's picking my wife up to go take her to dinner, talking about we just friends. So people who are cool with their significant other having a male best friend or a female best friend, are you cool with that person coming to pick up your significant other? Are you cool with them pulling up saying, him telling you, oh yeah, baby, we're going to go out to dinner tonight. Me and Cheryl going out to dinner. He go, jump in the shower, get shaved all up, put on his nice clothes. He go out there, make sure he got the car washed. He going out looking like he going on a date. But you said it's cool for him to go out with Cheryl. So are you cool with your significant other going out with their female or male best friend? Can they pull up and pick them up and say, yeah, we'll be back later. Girl, you know we ain't about to do nothing. Don't wait up on us. Don't wait up. Let me see what my man said. Jerome said he did hit a point as well. She's in the mind games as well. And you're right. See, this is my thing. I genuinely feel like if people kept it real, people would understand why they got that other friend around. Because those things that you're sharing with your male best friend, honey, or you're sharing with your female best friend, my guy, why ain't you sharing that with your old lady? Why ain't you sharing that with your old man? Why isn't that something that you talking with or talking about with the person that you supposed to love, quote unquote? Why aren't you talking to them about it? I would love to hear that answer, because I know people say they got their friends, but I'd like to know. Jerome say, hell no, don't come back unless you're doing the same. Jerome, that's what I mean. That whole idea of we're friends. If one of my buddies come and pick me up and we go somewhere, my lady ain't gonna give me the same type of static that she gonna give me if some woman that I say is my friend comes and picks me up. I'm smelling all good, and then we go out to dinner. Yeah, baby, I even give you the location of where we're gonna be at. We're gonna go out to dinner. That's like approving your partner to go have a date. It's like giving them a hall pass, in my opinion. Donald said, oh, don't get me messed up. There are some that are attractive, but they are trouble and have bigger balls than both of us put together. And they aren't worth the bother. They're one of the boys. And I get what you're saying, but even the ones who play like they're one of the guys, even the ones that play like they're one of the guys, let them see somebody they're attracted to enough and see how fast she turned girly. See how fast that she gonna show that other side that one of the guys don't get to see. That's one thing I do know. We can't always assume that just because a person moving a certain way, that that's really how they move. Because sometimes, depending on if they're in a work environment, some ladies are going to be like one of the guys if you're in a work environment. If it's a sports team that you're involved with, they want to be part of that camaraderie. But that doesn't mean when she look left and she look right, that she ain't thinking about what it would be like if she had you for a whole night. That's all I got to say about that. We're going to move on to the next topic. And it is this one right here, because somebody mentioned this to me earlier today. This is called game time. Game time. Is gaming for kids, or is she overreacting? The meme says Terry is fed up with Chuck's gaming every day and told him he either sells his PS5 or she's moving back to mama's house. Is she overreacting, or are video games for kids? Drop a 1 in the chat if she's overreacting, and drop a 2 in the chat if video games are for kids and he shouldn't be sitting there playing the game. He should be paying attention to her. What do you think? I ask you this as a PS5 owner. And I'm not saying that I always like to play the game. I'm just saying that if I feel like playing the game, I will. So a lot of times my game might get dust on it. I might not play it for 2-3 months. But when I want to break it out and play it, I play it. It's just one of those things. Sometimes it's calming for people. For all we know, Chuck might have a tough job. And if he got a tough job and his way to unwind is sitting and playing the game instead of being out in the streets with the hooligans and the ladies, then I don't know. Is she overreacting? I want your opinion on this. Is gaming for kids, or is she overreacting and doing way too much? My man Donald said, 1, I haven't played with a game console in years. Okay. And you know, a lot of guys, they put the controllers down because they find something else that they prefer doing. That's like me creating content. I would prefer to create content over playing PS5. But it don't mean I don't have one, and it don't mean I won't play it. It just simply means that when you find something else to do, sometimes it's better to do that something else. It's really that simple. But to say that, oh, he's just a big kid. You know what? You too old to be playing that game. I think it's a reach. Jerome said, when there's money involved in it, ain't nothing to say unless you just enjoying yourself. Now, that is a great point right there, Jerome, because some people actually make money playing video games. Some people make excellent money doing it. So then is that part in it? Is he creating content while he's playing the game? Is he taking his hobby and making some money off of it? That's a good point, Jerome, because everybody that play the game ain't just sitting there playing the game. Some people are actually on there and they're accumulating thousands of followers, thousands of dollars, and a lot of opportunities to do things that their family might not have even known existed. And when there's money, you better believe she gonna be wanting her cut. Jerome, you right. Because you know what? Let you walk in there with 10 grand from your gaming. You done got your first Twitch check, or you got your Facebook check, or your TikTok check, or you done got one of them checks. I bet you she's going to want some of that check. But let's play devil's advocate. Let's play heaven's advocate. He might just be one of them dudes that sit there and play the game all day and just playing the game. And if that is the case, then Terry may have a legitimate argument. It just all depends on his reasoning. It all depends on why he's doing it. If that's how he decompresses the stress of the day, I would say have at it. I would say have at it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if he spends more time on the game than he does focused on getting his money right, focused on doing what's going to be best for his family, then we got another conversation. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic. And this one is a video of a young lady discussing a trend that I saw going around about a month ago, and we're still dealing with the after effects of it. It was the whole trend where women were saying that they didn't want men to say hello to them in the grocery store. Just leave me alone unless you're going to buy my groceries. So I'm going to let you listen to this young lady, and then we're going to unbox it.
Maybe that black woman would have spoke to you if you paid for her groceries. Instead of a hi, if you said hey, can I cover your groceries? I think you're a really beautiful woman and I'd like to make your day better. We're living in late stage capitalism. Things are expensive. And black women are tired of being tired. We're tired of having to put on a smile on our faces and take care of everyone while no one takes care of us. So maybe, just maybe, if you would have just offered her something, if you would have said, let me cover half. Do you need any help? Or if you would have just left her alone, or just simply walked up to her and asked her for her name, something like that. Respected boundaries, but offered something.
Sometimes you just have to sit back and appreciate how delusional some people think. And I'm sorry. But am I the only one that thinks that that is an absolutely ridiculous mindset? Am I the only one that thinks that? Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with her. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with what she said. Drop a 2 in the chat if you disagree. I'm going to drop my 2 right now because, number one, your time isn't worth any more than anyone else's time to anyone but you. The thought that somebody should have to give you a red cent to say hello to you or even buy your groceries just to talk to you is absolutely ridiculous. the amount of entitlement in just this idea alone shows you why many guys have said, you know what, I'm going to call time out on dating for a little while because damn it, right now, I could barely even speak to somebody at the grocery store. I got to play her at least one more time. I got to play it one more again because we might have a couple people might come in that didn't hear it. And then I'll continue. But this is ridiculous.
Maybe that black woman would have spoke to you if you paid for her groceries. Instead of a hi, if you said hey, can I cover your groceries? I think you're a really beautiful woman and I'd like to make your day better. We're living in late stage capitalism. Things are expensive. And black women are tired of being tired. We're tired of having to put on a smile on our faces and take care of everyone while no one takes care of us. So maybe, just maybe, if you would have just offered her something, if you would have said, let me cover half. Do you need any help? Or if you would have just left her alone or just simply walked up to her and asked her for her name, something like that. Respected boundaries, but offered something.
You know, and this is another reason why guys are so protective about their pockets. This is another reason why that guys are so protective about their pockets. So my question to you all is, why is it a problem for a guy to say hello at the grocery store? Why is that a problem? Why does he have to buy your groceries? Why does he have to buy the ham hocks, neck bones, the cornbread, the black eyed peas, the collard greens? Why does he have to buy the beans, greens, potatoes, and tomatoes? Why does he have to do that in order for him to have a conversation with you or say hello to you? Hell, even to get your number, why would he have to do that? See, we have to understand something. Although some people will say this is just one person's behavior, with how the internet works, if one person says it and then it's 10,000 comments on there with them little clicking fingers on there, talking about, oh, girl, you ate. If it's 10,000, 100,000 comments like that, then that goes into the memory banks of some people, especially the younger, more impressionable people. And then we see the younger men saying, man, I don't date no more. 30 years old talking about, I don't date no more, man. The hell with this. It's too complicated. I don't understand what we're supposed to do. Let me tell you, let Uncle Rice tell you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to ignore that nonsense and say hello anyway. If she give you that type of attitude, show her tail lights and tailpipes. What I don't like is it's mostly the people that don't get approached that much. That's the ones that's trying to tell you how you should act if somebody walks up to you. If a person is not having a successful relationship themselves, if there is no evidence of that person having the experience they're speaking about, then I would tell you to treat that like what the owl left on the limb. And we know that wasn't much. Let me get to this comment. Donald said, only way I'm paying for any of your groceries is if there's something that I want to cook for you. But this woman needs to miss a month of meals. Okay. I hear you, Donald. I hear you. Let's see what Miss Betty said. Black women, maybe if she stopped expecting man to put money before speaking. Now, this chick needs to get a life that doesn't depend on the man to buy you a bag of groceries. That's welfare and lady of the night mentality. And you're the reason, and the reason why you'll be alone. Okay. All right. Hey, I could dig it. I just can't grasp why she would think it's cool to present that as if that is the right way to do things. Because I'm telling you, it's not. It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal all the way around. Drop a 1 in the chat if it's a bad deal that you got to buy her groceries to say hello to her. Let's just be realistic here. And then we're going to get off of this one because I could talk about this all night. It's just mind-blowing to me. We're going to move on to the next topic. I want y'all to keep that in mind next time you hear guys complaining about women that they're trying to date, expecting them to waste money. See, because I want to make this clear too, and I said this on a video yesterday, but I want to say it here. When people use the term simp, they're not talking about every man that spends money on a woman that he's interested in. That's called a relationship. She spend money on him, he spend money on her, reciprocation. They ain't really checking balances to see, well, you know what, you paid $15 more than I did. You owe me that. No, because they actually vibe. A simp is a guy who is willing to do all of those things, court the woman, shower her with gifts, and do all of those things, and she ain't gave him no type of evidence that she wants to fuck with him. She ain't gave him no evidence she want to be around him. Those are the guys that solid men consider as simping, not a guy who is doing good by his lady. I want the guys that do believe that that's the definition to really think about it for a second, because that's not the definition. The definition of it, I won't say what the anagram means, but the definition of it is you doing way more for a person that don't give a damn about you and wouldn't care if they saw you tomorrow. Simple said put. If you agree with that, drop a 1 in the chat. If you ain't gave me a like yet and you enjoying the content, tap that like button. I appreciate it. Don't cost you a dime. Don't cost you a thing. But I will tell you this. If you do want to support the channel, subscribe to the channel, or you can go to Amazon Books and pick up our new books, the Playbook 1 or the Playbook Volume 2. Also, the new YouTube channel is up. I put videos up today, and I will continue to make content there. Make sure if you want to see Uncle Rice Unfiltered, giving my real opinions and my real attitude about a lot of stuff that I can't say here, you go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Unboxed channel. You can't miss it. The logo looks just like the one behind my back right now. I appreciate that. Now, on to the next subject. Bam. Now, this one right here is a post that I put up actually, but it was inspired by a question that I saw a young lady ask on a video. And it was, ladies, if he was such a bad guy, why did it take 3 kids in 8 years to notice it? I truly would like to know how this happens. This is called I Got the Strength to Leave. Eureka, I got the strength to leave. What took you so long, and how long is too long? The question is simple. Ladies, if he was such a bad guy, why did it take you 3 years, 3 kids in 8 years to notice it? I truly like to know. Let me check the comment here. And I want you to give me your best answer. It don't have to be an explanation, but I would really love to know this answer. What took you so long? Why wait? I get waiting, but the 3 kids in between waiting, is that like just a byproduct of the relationship? How does that end up happening? I'm going to wait on y'all opinions on this one. You may not want to type it now, and then again, you may. But when you get to this part of the video, when you're watching, I would like to know the answer in your opinion as to how this seems to happen, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it happens to a lot of people. Hell, I got people in my family it's done happened to. And I'm sure you may have somebody in your family that went through the same thing. But why does this always happen? And if you can't come up with an answer, maybe that's something we should think about. Because of a few of us might have went through this. Or should I say a few of y'all might have went through this. And guys, it ain't really that much better for us, because if you stay with a woman and constantly have kids with her and then leave her, next thing you know, you might as well leave 32% of your check at her house when you leave. Because you didn't have 3 kids, that's about the percentage they're going to take. So why does this happen? In my opinion, I'll give mine and then we'll move on. Because I know sometimes the questions are sharp, like a right cross. Sometimes the questions are sharp, but it's things that you should ask yourself. If you have a daughter, if you have a niece, if your sister is going through this, or you yourself is going through this, sometimes we have to do self-reflection and ask yourself, why does this continuously happen? Donald said because she never really liked him. She liked what he had to offer. Also, these women treat men like a project. They always trying to change the man they claim to love. If they truly love someone, they wouldn't want to change a thing about him. Very well said, Donald. Very well said. And the project part is true, but sometimes it's more of the broken bird, whatever that is, where you see somebody that's struggling. Damn, they got potential. Let me see if I can help him fly again. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in the process of helping him fly, you probably should vet him to see why he got in that situation in the first place. Because a lot of times you'll find that pretty bird that's broken and you'll find out what happened to his damn wing. Sometimes that wing didn't get like that because he fell. Somebody might have took a broomstick to him. So you got to make sure that when you're dealing with people, that you understand that you don't have to sit forever. And the longer you sit with a person that you genuinely aren't connected with, the more connections you're going to build. Because 3 kids after 8 years, and then the next guy has to come in, and that guy that you was with for 8 years, it's going to take him a long time to even accept that you're serious about anybody. That's what messes up new relationships, when you stay too long in an old bad relationship. We're going to move on to the next one, because the Cowboys are playing tonight. I'm not saying I'm rushing y'all, but the Cowboys are playing tonight. I'm not a big Cowboys fan anymore, even though I did have times growing up in Texas. But they're playing the Eagles tonight, and I kind of sort of want to watch some football. So we're going to move on to the next one. Bam. This is a good one right here. Men, if you're with a faithful woman for 10 years and she cheats one time, does she deserve a second chance? Gentlemen, if you're with a faithful woman for 10 years and she cheats one time, does she deserve a second chance? Drop a 1 in the chat if she deserves a second chance. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're going to show her tail lights and tailpipes. And then I'm going to unbox this and give you my interpretation or my perspective on this topic right here. Does she deserve a second chance? This is called time invested. Is there any reason why you'd give your spouse a second chance? Now, me personally, I'll tell you like this. It's all about how much love she has invested in our relationship. And I know people might say, well, she cheated. But if this woman has been solid with me the whole time, if this woman has done what I need to be done during our relationship, she done held up everything else, and she just stepped out that one time. If she filled the bank up enough, I'm probably going to keep her, because I'm not going to give my wife away to the next man just because she did something that's human. But I will say this. I will expect the exact same reciprocity. I will expect the exact same reciprocity if that situation were to transpire on my end. Not saying that it would, not saying that I'd have to go get my lick back. I'm just saying, even in other situations, I would expect the benefit of the doubt. But would you keep that relationship going? That's the question. Is there any reason why you would give your significant other a second chance if you found out she cheated, even though she's been faithful to you for 10 years? This just happened. She felt bad about it, and she told you that she did it. What do? Do you leave her, end the relationship, or do you work through it with her? I'm going to let y'all sit on that one, and I'm going to move to the next one. Because me personally, that's cut and dry. It all depends on how much she's invested in that love bank. Because if she's invested more than anybody else has in me, I'm probably going to give her more chances than I would anybody else I've ever dealt with. Let's see what we got here. Let's see now. Let's go back to this part right here. Donald said because she never really liked him. That's the first one. And let's see what you got here, Donald. As I said before, I have been there and I tried second chances. But once it's broken, there's no real way of going back to how it was. It was she couldn't love with the guilt. She couldn't live with the guilt and be faithful. Okay. I feel you. I feel like, as I said, it all depends on the relationship. And hey, look, Donnie, I can't tell you one way or the other whether or not, it was the right thing or the wrong thing for you. You did what you did. But me personally speaking, if that person has invested enough in me, then after 10 years, she done spent 10 years with me, I might have to give her a second chance because, number one, 10 years ain't no short time to be around me. And number two, I probably ain't been perfect neither. So I'm going to make sure I keep that in mind. But that's something I want y'all to think about. Baby Mega LLC said, dropped a 1 in the chat. Letha says, if I was married, yes, love is an investment. Divorce is expensive. As long as he was repentant and changed, I would. I could respect that. I could respect that to the fullest because, as I said again, it's really about the investment in it. And you hit the nail on the head. It's about the investment in it. Some people would say, you know what? Nope. They violated my trust. I'm leaving. But people will leave a person that cheated once only to find a world full of cheaters. That other person loved you for all that time. These new people may never love you at all. Now, they might, but what's the guarantee? Sometimes we got to look at the investment we put in things and weigh it against how much it would cost us to invest that again in somebody else and how much it would cost us to go through that divorce. Think about that, guys. Moving on to the next one. Well, wait a minute. Before I do, I want to make sure I get Donnie in here because he said something else. 20 years and 4 years. Here we walk in and walk out like a swing door, trying before I said enough is enough. And I get that. Enough is enough for people sometimes. Now, next one. This says you don't owe a person loyalty. You don't owe loyalty to a man who expects you to pay all of your own bills. You don't owe loyalty to a guy that expects you to pay all your own bills. So that brings this question. Does loyalty have a price to it? Does loyalty have a cost? Does loyalty cost you money nowadays? Drop a 1 in the chat if nowadays in modern relationships and modern dating that loyalty has a price tag. Does loyalty cost? And if loyalty costs, what does your loyalty cost? Because according to this post, you don't owe loyalty to a guy who expects you to pay your own bills. I don't know what paying your bills have to do with being loyal. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe somebody can help me out. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. And what's up to Go? I appreciate you coming in, big man. What does loyalty cost? Or does it cost anything? Because if loyalty costs, that means love got to be more expensive than loyalty, right? Because you can't love me if you ain't loyal to me. I think that's a question that a lot of people need to ask themselves. Is your loyalty conditional? Does your loyalty have a price? If he took care of all of the bills, gave you shopping money, took care of all the financials, does that automatically mean that you're going to be loyal to that man? Can he still be a bad guy and do all them things? Now, Ms. Beck said, generally speaking, of course it does. People sell their souls and humanity. Unfortunately, it's not right. Loyalty is a reflection of a person's integrity. I like that. Go say, I couldn't put a price on my loyalty, and I wouldn't want a woman who put a price on her loyalty. Salute to you. And I get what Ms. Beck said, but damn, that's deep if you got to pay for the loyalty. Donnie said, in this materialistic world we live in these days, unfortunately, I give it away for free. I thought loyalty was earned through effort. I thought loyalty was earned through actions, but I didn't think loyalty had anything to do with the amount of money you putting in somebody's purse. Because if that's the case, what is it that the man, why should he be loyal to her? If money motivates her to be loyal to him, what would motivate him to be loyal to her? That's my question. Because if he's spending his money on her, his loyalty obviously doesn't cost money. So what is it that a woman would have to give that man to keep him loyal? And let's not talk about the physical part, because hell, the way things are now, loyalty don't have nothing to do with that. So beyond her physical, what else is it that she needs to do for him? What tangible thing does the woman do for the man to keep him loyal? If him paying the bills and making her live comfortably is the only thing and only reason she stays loyal to him. I would love to know. All right. Baby Mecca said, loyalty don't have a price to it, but loyalty is. If I have to do it by myself, then why are you here? It's interesting. If he wasn't there, you would have to do it by yourself, right? I'm just checking. If he wasn't there, you would have to do it by yourself. But since he is there, it's up to him to make sure you don't have to do it by himself. So my rebuttal to that would be, so do you make sure he don't have to do it by himself? If he's paying all your bills, who the hell is paying his? If he's paying all your bills or half your bills, who's helping him pay his? Or is that's on him? He's supposed to have that squared away already. He should take care of that already. That ain't got nothing to do with her. Is that how that works? I'd really like to know. And that question is for Baby Mega, LLC. I'd really like to know. Since you don't feel a need for him if you're doing it all by yourself, which I understand, if that's how you feel. But on the flip side, why should he feel a need for the woman he's doing everything for? And the damn show ain't about it being pretty, smiling, and all that. Nah. Because he could get that anywhere. If he's a man, and newsflash, if he's a man that could pay all his bills and all her bills, there's plenty of women that would take up that offer and give them little physical things that the woman can give. So, just going off of the comment, who's helping him pay the bills and what the hell do he get out of this deal? You see how that don't make a lot of sense to a guy, especially a solid man? That don't make a lot of sense because once you peel back the paint and look past her looks, what is he getting? What is he getting? See, one thing about it, folks is quick to answer when the answer is easy. But when the answer get a little bit tough, it get a little bit tougher. It just does. If the man is paying all of her bills and she's loyal to him, what the hell other than her loyalty is he getting? Like you said, Baby Megan, loyalty don't have a price to it, but loyalty is if I have to do it all by myself, then why are you here? Can't he say the same thing? Damn, baby, I'm paying all your bills and mine. If I got to do it all by myself, why the hell are you here? Because I could go to the restaurant and get food. If I want some company, all I got to do is go to where I found you. I got you. So when you think about it, loyalty shouldn't have a price tag on it other than effort, other than respect, other than the actions that a person shows you. Baby Mega say, of course, sometimes it's 50-50, 70-30, nothing at all is unjust. Nothing at all is unjust. I get that. But again, what does he get for him even paying 70% of your bills or 30% of your bills? What is he getting that is worth more than him giving you his presence and you giving him your presence? What is he getting? I thought the man's presence and the woman's presence is equal in a relationship unless one person likes the other person more than their partner likes them. Now, if you're in one of them uneven seesaw type relationships where you got a guy that, yeah, he cool. Yeah, I love him, but I probably could have did better type of dudes. If you in one of them relationships, then I understand why you standing on he got to do something. But if you in a relationship where you really dig that man or he really dig that woman, I thought y'all gonna pour the money in a pot, put it together, and then make shit happen from there. Both sides of the aisles need peace. You know, I'm gonna end it like this. Regardless of how you look at it, keep in mind that the best relationships are when people both want to be around that person. Whether they've done enough for you to forgive them after they stepped out on your relationship, whether or not he got to pay your bills in order for you to like him, whether or not you've been with this person a long time and you don't know if you want to let that go or stay. No matter what your situation is with the person that you with, just keep in mind that every day you with them is either an investment or you are losing. So choose wisely and make sure if you see a situation that's going on, make sure you unbox it, just like Uncle Rice. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching tonight. We're about to get ready to check out the Cowboys. I'm sure the game probably already came on, but I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to chop it up tonight. If anybody does have any suggestions for any topics for the podcast on YouTube, don't hesitate to send it to my inbox, because over there, I talk about a little bit of everything, and I go a little bit further than the PG-13 version. So we really get a chance to talk tough. I'm going to read this last comment, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Donnie said, well, going by the statistics, women aren't as loyal as men, and they file for divorce 70% of the time, 15% mutual, about the same. So who gives loyal the most? Men. They put the work in they need to so they can keep the lights on and the food. And, you know, I hear you when you say that, and I could respect that. Shout out to all the hardworking men and all the hardworking women out here. But I will also say some of those divorces are probably necessary, but most of them is just because the person chose the wrong person to love. Hey, I appreciate y'all again. I'm going to let the outro take y'all out, and you all enjoy your evening, because I am about to enjoy the Cowboys.